In this video, I'm going to talk you through question 11 in homework 4, which is an example of determining the percentage of a particular material. In this case, it's calcium in a compound that's in a mixture. So the idea is that we have 0.5682 gram sample of an impure calcium compound, and we're going to analyze that sample to determine how much calcium is present. This is really similar to what we did in the lab, where we were determining the amount or mass of phosphorus and diphosphorus pentoxide in plant food. So the idea is that we dissolve our impure calcium compound in water, and in this case we react it with oxalate. We form a precipitate. We determine the mass of that precipitate. By knowing the mass of the precipitate, we can work to find the amount of the precipitate, the amount of calcium, the mass of calcium, and then the percentage of calcium in our sample. So this question scaffolds that whole process. So we read here that the mass of the dry calcium oxalate monohydrate precipitate is 0.7845 grams. And then right here, mass of the precipitate. So indeed, we want to drop that into here. Then we use the molar mass of our calcium oxalate monohydrate. So that's given right here. And we can calculate the amount of the calcium oxalate monohydrate. In other words, the moles. So when you do that, you come to this number right here. So do verify that calculation. Now, note that the molecular formula of a compound actually gives us the ratio by which these things exist. So for every 1 mole of calcium oxalate monohydrate, we have 1 mole of calcium. So therefore, I can drop that box into there. And then note that I'm interested in the mass of calcium in my sample, but the mass of calcium pretty much equals the mass of our calcium plus 2 ion. And so what I need to use here is the molar mass for calcium, which is given. And when I do this calculation, I will see that it comes to 0.2152 grams. So that's the mass of calcium that would be in our compound. Now, in terms of calculating the percent composition, down here in the denominator, I put the total mass of my impure sample. Here in the numerator, I put the mass of calcium that's present. And then, of course, I calculate the percentage. So that's it right here. And I check my response, and with some luck, I've got this right. But note, the purpose of showing you this scaffolding is just for you to see overall the big picture of the question, because there'll be other questions where I don't scaffold it, but I'd like you to at least have a sense of what's involved in solving this kind of problem. I hope this short video has been helpful.